Welcome to Desis on Main Street. I am Pia, and today joining us on an enlightening journey is a very special guest who has carved out his path to success through entrepreneurship. In this episode, we will be chatting with Pratik Sharma, who is an exceptional entrepreneur who has made a remarkable transition from India to the US to fulfill his American dream. And Pratik, welcome to ITV Gold.
Thank you, Priya.
So let's start, Pratik, with, talk about your roots in India. Let's talk about that, your humble beginnings, your family, their dreams. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. It's the capital city of PM Modi was from Ahmedabad, and Ahmedabad is a very vibrant state. So I was born there. I did my high school there. Our family business is in Ahmedabad, and
so what kind of business do you
we are into travel and tourism and events. So from the very young age, on every birthday in summer, I was celebrating my birthday either in Europe, maybe in Japan or in Africa. So from very beginning, I had that exposure to see different cultures, different people around the world. So that always fascinated me, that how, different countries are, how different peoples are. And after my high school, I decided to pursue my bachelor's in US. So that's how I ended up in US actually. And I was doing my bachelor's while, studying. I was, true entrepreneur. And my parents, they have always motivated me. So their spirit enlightenment, they supported me to start something, and that's how I started my family business in US. And Akshar Travels was born in US while I was doing my bachelor's.
Wonderful. But tell me, you were doing your bachelor's and you started your business, but how was the transition coming from India, from Gujarat? I understand that you are a worldwide traveler, you have seen the world, but how was the transition coming from there to here, and when you have to make your own decisions, own living? I'm sure there were a lot of challenges.
There were a lot of challenges. Actually, before, my flight was at 11 p.m. from Ahmedabad, and till around 7, I didn't even pack my bags. So I'm a very last minute backpacker, or a very last minute person. My all plans are very spontaneous. So, as soon as I boarded my flight, I was in the flight, I was just I always travel on the window seat, right? I was seeing, the skyline of the Ahmedabad, and I was thinking that, how will I do? I'm all by myself in US. And of course, I have my extended family in St. Louis, it's in Midwest. Nobody in New Jersey, apart from my cousin's sister. She have been very supportive to me. So she was the only reason that my parents sent me to US, that no, you have someone in New Jersey, New York, that's fine, then only you are allowed to go. But she have been a big backbone for me. She have motivated me, she have guided me how to do, all the challenges. She was always there. So, but again, I have no friends. I didn't have any friends here, no family. So it was a very big step for me. And I was only 18 years old at that particular point.
So were your parents involved in the step you took, that, hey, one fine day, I'm going to go to US, I'm going to study there? So were they involved in all this?
Yes. So, I was going to go to London originally, okay? Everything was done. My all paperwork was done. And I was just sitting with my dad. I was just chit-chatting with him. So I was supposed to be a pilot. That was my passion.
Wow.
I'm the youngest pilot in Gujarat. I did my, after 10th, you can officially take flying hours in India and also in US. So for summer, I was here and I did my private pilot coaching, like classes, and I flew a plane at the age of 13 years old.
Wow.
So, that was my passion. And suddenly, the things changed, and I decided to be in business, and I started, my journey in studying business management and everything. And as we have a hospitality business, so I was like, let me study something about that only. That, niche my skills, upscales my skill, a bigger network. So one fine day we both were just talking, and then he's like, why don't you go to New York? You would have, access to the whole world. London, of course, is a good place, but then New York is where you have to be. And that's the capital of the whole world. So why don't you study somewhere in New York? And that's how, everything started for US. And I applied in few colleges, I got my admission, and very next day I was in US.
It was so stressful. I was being ripped off by this unreliable, lousy credit card processing service.
Our money wasn't in our bank. We got charged surprise extra fees. There seem to always be issues.
So one day, I told everyone, we are switching to NRS Pay because they offer clean, honest, and reliable credit card processing.
And now, the lines move like this.
I am loving NRS Pay. मेरे business के लिए ये सबसे बढ़िया credit card processing service है.
Wonderful. I mean, that looks like very easy, kind of a smoother kind of a sale you had. But yes, starting Akshar Travels, I am sure there were a lot of challenges because nothing comes easy.
Nothing comes easy.
So would you want to talk a little bit about those challenges so that
100%.
our viewers get motivated?
I was 19 years old. I was on my second year of the bachelor's, and right before pandemic. In 2019 August, we started all the paperwork to, officially open Akshar Travels in New Jersey. And I signed my lease in October. We were just, settling down. We were just trying to understand how market works and everything. Somewhere in somewhere in October, November, everything was smoothly, like fine-tuned. Now you can start office, people, we started marketing and everything. December, I went to India to see my family. That's like my usual time to visit my family in India. So I was there for like good 25 days. I came back in January 2020. And my team member, Dhaval, right? He's my manager at Akshar Travels and my colleague. So we both were just talking and we saw the news, COVID-19.
Wow.
And at that particular point, I had no idea that how, this natural disaster would affect my business, because I was full of spirit, full of energy, and I have never seen anything like this in my entire life. Right? And I was like, it's political thing. It's just for a few days and it would just go away. I still remember my first booking. There was this old senior couple who booked a tour for Australia, and at that was departing somewhere in February, and in January and February beginning in Australia there was wood fire, so that was also another challenge for us. But still they survived. They went. They had a good time, and everything went very normal. Thank God. But as soon as days were passing by, we stepped into February. And then COVID, it became severe thing. And we started seeing a downfall. We see no calls ringing. Anybody inquiring about travel, they would say, no, we are not traveling. And then my office and everything was on running. Like, we have to do some business to survive.
Yeah, did you that time think like, oh, let's go back to Ahmedabad?
So what happened? Apart from the business, right, I was all alone here. I had no friends, right? And one of my friend who recently moved from Ahmedabad for his studies, he's like, Pratik, you know what, COVID, my studies are online now. I don't have to go to campus. So I'm paying, hefty money on my rent. They are saying that you can go back, you don't have to pay for your rent. So would you like to join me? I was like, no, I don't want to come. You book your flight. I booked his travel. Around 3 a.m. in the morning, I was sleeping and I got up. Like, if something happens to me, what would happen to me here? Nobody's going to take care of me. And then I decided to go back to India in March. And that was the very last flight.
You took the flight?
I took the flight. I arrived in Ahmedabad. And the very next day, the PM Modi announced that, there is this lockdown. I was like, oh,
So
I
you're
didn't
done.
expect this.
Right.
And there was no travel at all. And I was there for good 8 months.
Wow.
From March to August. My office was completely remote. Shut down 100%. And that was like one of my toughest time. We survived, and after pandemic, we moved from a 300 square feet office to a whole office unit, like whole building.
Because after pandemic, a lot of people started traveling.
Yes, but then during the pandemic also, we were not completely closed. We were helping out so many senior people. We were connecting families. There were so many people stuck in India, and there were only few charter flights operating under Vande Bharat mission. So we had an exclusive collaboration with Air India to help these people out. We were also working with Indian Embassy to help students, and everyone as non-profit, 100% just collaboration and just helping out as a welfare. Volunteer our services, our team. So yeah, that was a big challenge for us, but now you can see we are at one of the big names in travel industry in US.
So, that was the challenge part. But have you, when you started making, like you got your lot of, I would say, your business went good, it's booming right now, as you are saying. So what do you see, like, okay, you have arrived, this is the American dream, and this is what I'm going to do. Is that what you are thinking right now, or you want to do more, different kind of stuff?
I'm not going to stop. This is like just 5% for me, what I have thought about myself in America. Still, dream is much bigger, and I still have to work very hard to achieve that dream. And every morning I wake up with full energy, full spirit, and to have, I always think I have to achieve something. So still, the game is very far, it's very long, and you have to be patient.
Absolutely, especially in your business, which is very competitive business.
It is very
There are so many, avenues and means where people can get tickets from.
100%.
So tell me, what kind of a message would you want to give out to younger generation, especially, who is coming from India and they want to settle here, they want to make a living here?
So initial days are going to be tough. That's for sure. You would have to struggle. There is no doubt in it. But you have to have a very positive mindset. You have to have your mindset very clear that this is what you want to achieve. This is what is your goal. You have to make sure that your mindset is clear where you want to go. And that's it, done. You have to follow that, you have to give time to it, and you just work hard on it. And eventually you get success.
All right, and I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, Priya, for having us. And anytime you're traveling, please let us know if we can be at your any help.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you.